All right, so we'll call this workshop to order at 3:06 p.m. First up is planning board budget.
Okay. So planning board budget, the bottom line stayed the same, they just moved numbers around, as you will see.
Okay. Very good. Any questions?
I make a motion, we accept the planning board budget.
All right, do I have a second?
No.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. Next up, personnel administration.
Okay, this is, Social Security, Medicare, retirement health, all of those type things, workman's comp, unemployment. And it actually wasn't as bad as I anticipated. Retirement pretty much is staying the same, very close, because our rates are dropping for the second half, our contribution rates are dropping for the second half of the year, or their first quarter. Health insurance, I'm able to keep the same. We always leave a buffer there for a change of policies. We have a lot of single people that could add their families on or get married, whatever. We have a buffer in there, but one of our plans will be going away, so we'll all be on the same plan. With a little higher copay, so it's all going to balance out. And workman's comp is down, unemployment's down. Life went up a little bit due to salaries, but everything else pretty much can stay the same.
Yep.
We have 2 more invoices to pay for the year with health and dental, and then we'll be returning a good chunk just due to staffing, the changes in the staff between highway, police, there's been a lot of different fluctuations, so we haven't really had a full roster.
Great.
So,
I'll make a motion that we accept the personnel administration budget.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Principal and interest.
principal and interest for next, okay. That is what it is. It's your highway garage, the fire truck, and for principal, and then there's 2 interest payments on the highway garage and 1 interest payment on the fire truck, and then Tans and Dams just is what it is.
Okay. Make a motion to accept the principal and interest budget.
Second.
We all, yeah.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, next up, we have sewer.
Pretty much the only thing changing here, but this was before, I think we need to adjust the operating a little bit. If you look at the back page,
The, what we've spent year to date.
yep,
Yeah,
so we've had some big projects, but that's due to just the increase in everything.
that doesn't include electricity because we have that has its own line item.
Right.
Okay,
But other than that, the whole budget is the same. So I would suggest increasing that to
I think
163. We talked about this.
well, you still have another payment for December, possibly, right? Some
Yes.
operating expenses, so why don't we put it to 165, just to
165.
cover?
Yeah,
So, and I think that 10,000 can easily be absorbed in what the current rates are.
yes, you're starting to
Don't
see
think
it.
we have to.
We've been trying to get a feel for what with trucking
Right.
and Lamprey, and we're going into a pretty busy year, so the trucking.
Yeah.
So that was our recommendation to increase that.
Okay,
And I applied the numbers from the last meeting, the 8% to the top numbers,
okay, great.
and everything else remained the same as our last meeting.
Are you comfortable with that, Scott?
Yeah, I think so.
So the
Okay.
bottom would be
So,
482.
or it'll go to 482, 157.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, we had some wiggle room with the rate, with the revenue we brought in, so I think we'll be okay.
Right,
Great,
yeah, I think we're good there. So that's our proposed budget between all of us.
okay. No, I think that looks good.
Okay,
And I think, you and I had briefly talked about, using opera money for the project down here. For the expansion, the Northern Borders grant. We can match that with, opera money,
We can.
Yeah.
Yes.
up
and
to 80%, so
Oh,
that's,
that's wonderful. Yeah.
yeah, it takes a good chunk of it, so.
We have about 140, and we are all set with what we need to in the water.
And so that will leave a decent reserve in this wastewater budget then. I mean, capital reserve.
In the sewer, we'll
Yeah.
have to, we may have to use a little bit of the capital reserve, but then
Oh, sure.
when tap fees come back or sewer connection fees come back to the town, we can move that back into the capital reserves.
Yeah. But if we had to wipe that out to match that grant, it would have been not good.
Would've been tough.
It would have been
Yeah.
tough, and so
Yeah.
Cheryl and I looked at all the capital reserves and kind of.
Yeah.
We're pretty comfortable with using the opera money
And,
and staying where we are with this appropriation.
I think that's a good use for it, and that's kind of what it was meant for, right?
right,
It absolutely was.
Yep. for infrastructure. Great, so,
Great.
what's that?
That's great news. You can use the
Yeah.
ARPA money for that.
Yep. So I would make a motion to accept the sewer budget, with the amended 10,000, additional 10,000, so it would be 482,157. Do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Thanks.
I'm not seeing that sewer budget, I'm actually seeing health and administration,
On this one?
yeah.
There you go. No. How come yours is not really good?
Well, I did this, we thought we had it straightened
This has
out.
been, yours shows correctly. though,
Mine's
right?
showing.
And that was,
He called me today and I said mine shows where it is.
Yeah,
Can you go
Personnel
out and go back
administration.
in?
I wonder if you log out and come back in.
I did that, that's what I
But
did.
it's still not. What about hit the load all button again, maybe Cheryl? Up at the top?
Yeah, this is water, by the way.
You
Really?
can clarify.
Health administration,
No, he's still getting the health administration budget.
You wanna look at mine, Gil?
no, that's okay, no, I,
Or you can look at mine too.
That's bizarre, because we should all be seeing the same
let me,
thing.
let me go out and back in and see if that.
Okay. Good.
Oh, I forgot to, can I go, well, he's doing that, we might have run and get the letter that goes with this next one.
Yep.
Forgot to scan it in for you guys.
Nope.
That's so weird.
Gives me health administration twice, once for health administration and then another for, and then,
Well, that's the next budget we're moving
Right.
on to.
right, well, everything else was fine. When I
Except for
first
that one.
discovered it, about, I don't know, an hour and a half ago, I called Judy. And the planning and personnel administration has been,
Wow,
well,
so weird.
now it's not even giving me sewer anywhere.
She's just grabbing a letter, Scott, and she'll be right back.
Yep.
Nope, it's nowhere on mine.
Hmm.
Started just got.
Okay. So we're gonna move on to the health administration budget. Judy's sending you a text with a letter we received from the bridge project.
Okay. So not much changing. Very minimal until you get to the bridge project. They are requesting to go from 2,500 to 7,500. And so I guess I could stop there, you guys.
Okay. And that's this letter in front of us. There was a municipality that shared a nice donation letter or concept with Judy that she passed along to me, and I think it's something we should maybe look at moving on into the future. It just kind of, and it kind of goes back to the whole thing with the community, with the childcare center and all that, is having a way to check and balances and having folks share, their financial situations and what the need and where the resources go. I'm not sure. I don't know what your guys' feelings. I think if anything, maybe we go up to the 3,000 that we've in the past done to Jean's Playhouse. We could up them to the 3,000. I don't know if 7,500, that's a pretty big jump.
I think so too.
$5,000.
Right,
Plus,
maybe-
they've gone up on Grafton County seniors,
right.
gone up on,
So maybe we'll go up $500 to 3,000.
I think that's good.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
I mean, they do a good, I think Tracy does a good job, and I think they get a lot of support though from a lot of people in the community too, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
Or maybe go up 1,000, I don't know, but I think going to 7,500 is a lot in one jump.
Why don't
Yeah.
you start with 3,000 and then get that?
we'll go
going?
3,000 and then we'll get that process in line, and maybe next year we can look at, if it needs to go up a little bit more. Or
Yep.
If it aligns better with what we're looking for. What are your thoughts? Is
I
3,000 okay?
think that's fine.
Okay,
Those kind of big bites are,
they all start to add up.
yeah, quickly.
Yeah,
Tri-County Pop wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
yeah,
The seniors, Jean's Playhouse didn't submit a request for this year.
Yes.
She said she did.
No, I got an invoice for last year, but I didn't get a request.
I talked to her a couple weeks ago. She said she was gonna send it.
By email.
Yeah, but she might not have, I don't know,
I
'Cause I-
actually did a whole search of my email just because I've been having computer problems, just to make sure I didn't miss it.
Yeah,
Only thing I have from them all year is their invoice request for what we appropriated.
well, I'll
last year.
make sure you get the request, Judy, so you got it.
Okay, so you guys gotta decide, what, is it gonna be the same as last year?
Yeah, I think it should be, yeah.
Okay, so you guys just have to decide what
so
you,
we're gonna go up 3,500 on this budget. So 46, 49, 50, 50, 68. But
are you doing it?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that is. 5, 6, 8, plus 3,500. Yeah, 50, 68,
50, 60,
so 50068.
okay,
Alright. So make a motion to accept the health administration budget with a revised amount of $50,068. Do you have a second?
Yeah.
Alright, all those in favor?
I,
Okay,
okay, I just wanted to bring back the fireworks, budget. I
Okay.
believe I submitted an error for $6,000 when the contract actually increased to 1,500 to be split.
okay,
So I just want to be sure that I submitted the 7,500. So I want to revise the budget to increase it $1,500
okay,
from what was previously submitted to you guys on the 15th or 22nd, whatever it was.
okay. So, make a motion to accept the patriotic purposes budget of 17,800.
You,
Do I have a second?
Second,
All those in favor?
I
Aye. Okay,
did a good job last year.
then I heard, since the last meeting, I have been speaking to George Sansucci, who, he's the one that we hired to do our utilities. Well, this coming 2023 is our year for cell towers. And our cell towers have never really actually been done by so we need to increase our appraisal budget by $10,000. So I've revised this budget and I'm bringing it back to you to increase the appraisal line item $10,000 so that George can assess all of our cell towers.
okay. What do we have, 3, 4, 4?
10,000 to assess 3 cell towers? Oh,
There's a lot to.
I
those
guess
cell
it's a lot to it, you know, but
there's a lot of different antennas, equipment. There's a lot to it. We have Potato Hill, Fox Farm, Grandview,
and oh, up there on the by Roberts.
that's Cox
Fox
Farm.
Okay,
So the-
yeah, Cox Farm, I'm sorry, yeah.
Fox Farm, Potato Hill, Grandview, am I missing one?
Wasn't there one potentially that was supposed to be going
Yeah,
up
that
here
was
on
on
Lost
here.
River Road, but it hasn't
Right.
been built?
It's not in yet. Gonna go up by the campground.
Right,
Well,
They
just-
still like that.
No, we may not have to use it. He just suggested that in the
Okay.
budget 10,000, doesn't mean we're gonna use 10,000.
okay, so it's just an estimate,
Yes,
okay,
You know, there's a half a dozen items on each tower.
so. I'm revising that budget.
okay. So, make a motion to accept the revised financial administration budget of $180,090. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay,
Ouch.
all those in favor?
Uh,
Okay,
All right,
so
capital reserves.
everything in the brown, you guys have already voted on with the individual budgets. These are the ones that don't come in with specific budgets. So you had requested that I flag the solid waste facility to make a note to move it back to from 15,000 to 10,000 this year.
Okay.
So that was part of my notes, so I did that. The reval is the standard 25,000 every year to meet our reval. I wasn't sure if you wanted to bring back the $5,000 for the Main Street revitalization, because we did talk about replacing the banners
Yeah,
and stuff on Main Street.
And we had
I-
talked about maybe working towards that fountain in the park too, so.
Right.
right,
And town buildings actually should be 45,000 down here because I just didn't update it.
the highway maintenance.
No town building,
Oh, I'm still on highway maintenance, okay, so
Oh, no,
put that
highway-
one back up.
all the brown ones,
I'm not seeing brown, I have blue, pink, and yellow.
Me too.
well, mine's brown.
Okay. Fine.
So this last column, anything that's not white, you guys have already reviewed and voted on. Because they come in with the individual departments,
Right, okay, so we're just
So-
looking at the white one.
just looking at the white ones.
Okay,
And town building should be 45 instead of 40.
okay. Okay. So you need, well, the solid waste one, that doesn't come in on their budget, that one we
That's the one you do.
do just general, okay. Do that, all right. So we need a motion to accept the solid waste facility capital reserve investment of $10,000. the revaluation investment of 25,000.
Mhm.
Main Street revitalization of 5,000. The town buildings capital reserve at 40,000, 45,000. Okay. And the community center at 5,000.
Yes, those are the last, the last outstanding.
Can we make one
You can.
large motion? Okay, so I made that motion. Do I have a second?
Second,
Okay,
Scott,
all right. All those in favor?
alright,
Aye. Okay,
And I believe you have now, provided that we don't have any changes, that come within the next last month. You have now seen the whole budget, so I can create your, other than the joint departments.
okay.
I have submitted everything.
When, do you want to email Jane to see when we might expect those budgets?
Donna, yeah.
Donna?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
email Donna and see if we can get them.
Okay. Before the end of the month, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I'd like them.
Yeah.
As soon as we're done, yeah,
Okay,
absolutely, we'll do that.
that works.
And then my only other thing that I have out, I had emailed you guys about the auction on the 3 places.
right,
I just need to confirm that Saturday, January 21st date works for everybody. I don't wanna finalize it if,
I'm good for it.
I'm good for it. I'm, the next week I go away.
Oh,
you sure you have it in your calendar?
Of course I am. No,
Well, right now, so I can watch you on, so it's being recorded.
I go on the 25th.
Okay,
I go away on the 27th of January.
it's my wife's birthday, but we haven't had any plans of going anywhere other than out to dinner, so.
he said it doesn't take very long, right?
No, and
Well, I
here's
think
my-
with 2 properties, it might take an hour or 2, I think, so.
We wanna do it in the morning, don't we?
10 a.m.
I don't know what he
Well,
said.
people might want to look at the buildings and things before, that's right, maybe go to 11 or so. That's the only thing I worry about, people, if they haven't actually seen them, there's 3 spots, people might want to go in and look and stuff like
I
that.
believe that, there's one department left that has to get stuff out of the firehouse.
Okay. Well,
Which department is that?
Please,
Well, they've got them,
They're still in that little room at the top of the stairs. All your files in there, I don't think. Maybe time to start sending those files down to the new building.
yes, yes.
they've got a couple months, because even if the auction goes off, all you're gonna get is a purchase and sale out of it anyway, the closing won't be for a while, so. They've
We had
got
a kickoff
2 months.
on the date of January 21st. Yeah, they didn't really give a time, but
11 a.m. sounds fine. Maybe we can ask them, but recommend.
I'll have them recommend a,
Flag it off.
okay, that's really all I had. Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, if there's nothing else, then we can adjourn. At 3:29 p.m. Do I have a motion?
Yeah.
Do I have a second? Scott? All those in favor?
Scott?
Aye. Thank
Enjoy
you
your
all.
time.
Enjoy your time off.
Good night.
Have a good one.
All right.